Hey YouTube, today we're going to be looking at a little carry 38 special Smith and Wesson. And before we go any further, I'm going to show you this little gun doesn't have anything in it, and we are clear to make this video. So what we have here is a Smith and Wesson Model 638, and this is called the Airweight. Now, originally, these things were called the Smith and Wesson Bodyguards, and that all changed around the like 2014 when they came out with that little polymer frame 380, and they called it the Bodyguard, and they no longer called these, but this is the original Bodyguard. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is this gun's been out since 1955. And it was always called the Bodyguard, and it's always been used for concealed carry. Now the 638 has a little extended area of this frame up here, and what that does is it conceals the hammer. This thing actually has a hammer on it. This is not a hammerless revolver. It has a hammer in it, and you can actually use this for certain situations. You can shoot single action on it. But most of the time, what you're going to be using this gun for is double action, because this is a concealed carry gun, and this is all shrouded here, so when it's in a holster, it doesn't snag on anything when you're pulling it out. Now, I prefer this over the fully shrouded hammer where you can't get to it, and it's double action only, because you can also use this as a range gun. When you take it to the range, of course, you're going to practice all your drills, which are what you would normally be doing with your double action, but you can also sit there and try and do a little bit of precise target shooting and pay attention and hold real tight and shoot it single action, which I think that's cool that it gives you the option to do that. Now, this is a 5-shot revolver, and it is chambered in 38 special. And this one happens to be if I can get this to focus, a 638-3. Now, this is an excellent concealed carry option for a lot of people who are a little nervous about failures on a semi-automatic weapon. You got to understand, folks, semi-automatic pistol can absolutely fail with just a piece of clothes getting stuck in the slide. This thing cannot. This thing is going to be 99.9% reliable every single time. So this is a great option. Now, one of the things that you lose when you go to a revolver is you're only going to have a very limited capacity, so you're only going to have 5 rounds. But in most self-defense situations, 5 rounds aren't even used. You're gonna fire 1, maybe 2 shots. Now, there's situations that arise where I'm gonna be wrong in this stuff, but majority of the time, you're not gonna have to sit there and empty out a whole magazine, one of these super 9mm that people love to carry around that holds a gazillion rounds. 5 rounds will usually do it, and 38 special is a more than viable option for a carry round. Now, this one is rated for plus P, so this will actually keep up with all the 9mm people. So why carry 9mm when you can carry something that's completely reliable? This thing weighs like 14 ounces. I swear it feels like a toy when you pick it up, because it's all aluminum frame. The barrel on it is stainless steel, and the cylinder on it is stainless steel. But the frame itself is an alloy aluminum, which makes it really light. Now, this is a J-frame, Smith and Wesson, so you can take any of your J-frame grips that fit on all the rest of the J-frames, and it will fit on this thing just fine. This one has like these little rubber grips, and it's got like little finger grooves in it. And I have pretty large hands, as you can see, and this thing fits fine in my hand. But very good little carry option for somebody that's not as confident when they first get into carrying firearms, and there's no safeties to worry about. The hammer just sits in the rested position. Of course, these things have all the safeties, the transfer bars and everything in them, so it's not resting up against a primer or anything. So really all you need to do is practice your draw and fire. Pick up your front sight. This thing doesn't have any kind of crazy target sights on it. It's just got a channeled top on top of it, so there's your sight picture on it. And mainly, folks, when you're shooting self-defense situations, all you need to do is worry about picking up your front sight anyway. Front sight and fire, and see where it goes. It's going to be a very short distance anyway, so we're not worried about how tight our groups are. But after that, they used to call these the Bodyguard, like I said, and after the new little Bodyguard polymer ones came out, they went to the Airweight name only and just gave it a model number. So this is the model 638. They have several options in these little Airweights with these alloy frames. They have a completely shrouded hammer where you can only fire double action. They have a more conventional type that has a fully exposed hammer that's double action, single action. And then this one is what I call the best of both worlds. You can fire single action or double action on this one, and it's a partially shrouded hammer where it does not stick out at all and it will not snag. Now, if you wanted to buy just a revolver to use it at a range for double action and single action firing only, this is probably not going to be your best option because it's so small, and this little hammer does make it a little bit more difficult to maneuver, but it is doable and it does give you that option. But anyway, folks, I just thought I'd give you a little rundown of this little carry model 638 Smith and Wesson. This is a newer one that has the dreaded lock on it. So for all the Smith and Wesson collectors out there, this one's got a little wear on it from being carried, and it has the lock on it, and they probably will not like it. But everything else on it is fully Smith and Wesson. The cylinder rotates counterclockwise. Push on it to release cylinder, and it's double action, single action. If you have any questions on this gun, feel free to ask. And for all the 9mm people out there, here's something that is probably a different option for you, and you probably aren't going to like it, and I'm probably going to hear about it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching my video today, and you folks have a great day.